Hi everyone, my name is Leah E. and my presentation is on what makes a dinosaur. So today I'm going to explain something really cool, why birds are actually dinosaurs. It sounds surprising, but the science behind it is solid and really interesting. So first, what exactly is a dinosaur and where do they come from? Dinosaurs were a huge and diverse group of reptiles that dominated life on land for about 160 million years ago. They first appeared in the Triassic period around 243 to 233 million years ago, evolving from a group of reptiles called Archosaurus. Some of the earliest dinosaurs, like Ororosaurus, come from fossils found in Argentina. Dinosaurs rose to dominance after the mass extinction at the end of the Permian period, and much later another massive extinction happened, which is the asteroid impact that happened 66 million years ago that wiped out all the non-avian dinosaurs. And to clarify, the non-avian dinosaurs means any dinosaur that isn't a bird. Scientists first began to recognize dinosaurs long ago. The very first dinosaur bone that was described scientifically was in 1677 by Robert Plot. At the time, he thought it was just a giant bone instead of like a dinosaur, so it wasn't really a finding of like first dinosaur to be found. But the first dinosaur officially named and found was called Megalosaurus in 1824 by somebody else. So, are birds actually dinosaurs? Birds evolved from a group of small two-legged carnivorous dinosaurs called theropods. This transition took place over a million of years ago in Jurassic period. The earliest bird known is called Archaeopteryx about 150 million years ago. It had both dinosaur traits like teeth, a long bony tail, and bird traits like feathers, wings, and possibly the ability to fly. Which kind of shows that modern birds are actually a surviving branch of theropod dinosaurs. But this article called When's the Birds? 200 years of dinosaurs, avian, and antecedents. This article supports the ideas that birds are dinosaurs. So it gives us four supporting ideas. First is the birds belong inside Dinosauria. For 200 years of dinosaur research, one major discovery is that birds aren't just descendants, they actually are dinosaurs. Second would be the deep evolution origins. Many bird traits like feathers, special bones, and unique respiratory systems developed inside dinosaur groups long before modern birds existed. Third, anatomical evidence. Fossils show that birds and non-avian dinosaurs share many features. There is no sharp dividing lines. And the fourth would be the evolutionary tree. Birds sit within the dinosaur family tree. Taxonomically, if you descended from dinosaurs and are still alive, you are a dinosaur. So this article basically shows that birds are living dinosaurs, not just distant relatives, but my next slides is also going to prove like how did they survive, because I have said that the non-avian dinosaurs did pass away, so wouldn't that make the avian dinosaurs go extinct as well? But not quite. So this article called Early Evolution of Modern Birds Structured by Global Forest Collapse at the End Cretaceous Mass Extinction explains three reasons how they survived. So what happened first is after the asteroid hit 66 million years ago, forests worldwide were destroyed. Pollen and spore data showed a fern spike, meaning ferns took over because trees were grown. And second, the tree dwellers died and ground dwellers survived. Many ancient birds before the extinction lived in the trees. When forests collapsed, those tree-dwelling birds likely went extinct. but ground-dwelling birds, the ancestors of modern birds today, did not depend on trees and were most likely to survive. And lastly, post-extinction bird explosion. Once the climate recovered and forests regrew, the surviving ground-dwelling birds spread, evolved, and eventually moved back into trees. So the main idea of this all is the forest destruction killed off the tree-depending birds, but the ground-dwelling birds survived and gave rise to today's bird species today, and that's why we still have birds today. And this is what I think is like the most important part and gives that solid evidence to like define why birds are dinosaurs. So now let's look at the fossils and how they connect birds and dinosaurs. So the left I want to say is the bird's fossil, and then the right will be the dinosaur, the avian dinosaur fossil. So the article called Non-Avian Dinosaur Reproduction in Early Bird Fossil says, a fossilized young bird from the late Cretaceous in Wyoming shows that early modern birds lived alongside dinosaurs. Its bones showed it was a juvenile and part of a modern bird lineage, meaning these early birds already lived across different regions. And the picture on the left is the bird from Wyoming, by the way. And another article called Fossilized Skin in Dinosaurs and Birds says the study found that fossilized skin in several feathered dinosaurs and in an early bird, their skin shared 5 different things. So the first would be the similar cell structures. They both had the corneocytes, which is the dead skin cells filled with keratin fibers, just like modern birds today. Second would be the shared keratin features. The fiber patterns are almost identical to birds' skin today. Third is the similar shedding style. These dinosaurs shed small flakes like bird dandruff, not big sheets like how lizards shed. And fourth would be the clues about body heat. Skin similarities show that feathered dinosaurs had bird-like traits, but likely produced less body heat than modern birds. And lastly, the early appearance of bird traits. These features evolved long before modern birds deep within dinosaur evolution. Overall, these fossils reveal that birds and dinosaurs shared skin structures, shedding patterns, and feather-related traits, proving that birds are part of the same evolutionary lineage. So why do these fossils matter? Obviously, comparing these fossils and finding out that they have quite a lot of similar traits together kind of proves that they are somewhat related and are descendants. But all these evidence, like bones, feathers, skin, and early bird fossils, shows that the bird versus dinosaur boundary is not a sharp line. It's a gradual revolutionary transition. So this all means birds are simply the last surviving dinosaurs, carrying many ancient traits that evolved millions of years ago before they appeared. So, to conclude everything, after looking at their evolution, their surviving during the extinction event, and the fossil evidence linking their bodies and skin, it becomes really clear to me that birds aren't just related to dinosaurs. Birds are dinosaurs, and they're the only dinosaurs that survived and are still with us today. And here's all the sources and links of the images that I use in the presentation to support my claim. And just thank you so much for watching.